Hey, and welcome to the Mountain Cat Guitars podcast, where we discuss all things guitar related. My name is Doug Meyer, owner of Mountain Cat Guitars, and I've been buying and selling guitars professionally for over 25 years. From boutique guitar and amp builders, vintage guitar dealers and experts, guitar repairmen and luthiers, retailers, manufacturers, and of course guitar players, we talk to the people who buy, sell, play, and of course obsess over the things we love most, guitars. Hi, this is Doug from Mountain Cat Guitars, and welcome to the Mountain Cat Guitars podcast. We are here in Sunset Park, Brooklyn at the fabulous Guitar Shop NYC, where we shoot most of these podcasts. And to my left is James Carbonetti from Carbonetti Guitars at the Guitar Shop NYC. Okay. To his left is Josh Grove from Protocaster Guitars.
Get this guy out of here.
And to my right is Connor McDowell, who works with me at Mountain Cat Guitars.
Woohoo!
And thank you to Daniel Ferry for shooting the podcast and editing it, as always, and thank you guys for tuning in. So today's just going to be kind of a catch-up because we haven't done the podcast in a second because of a couple of reasons and a couple of personal things that came up for people, but here we are. And we would like to, of course, thank Andrew Follett, our number one bestest fan. Hi, Andrew. How are you? And we'd like to thank Bob's Used Helicopters, our sponsor. Thank you, Bob. Bob's been a little under the weather lately, so we're glad he's on the mend. And we'd also like to thank La Bella Strings, the finest handmade guitar strings in the world.
Yeah.
So to get right down to it, we have guitars. And the topic of today's podcast is guitars are fun.
Guitars are very fun.
So these are fun guitars that we're going to be fucking with today.
Yeah.
I'm cursed with that. Fuck you. Sorry. Just get it out of the way. Everyone curse if you want. Get it out of your system. I'm an inappropriate cursor. I only curse in front of old people, children, and if there's a microphone. Otherwise, I'd never curse. It's the weirdest thing. So expect a lot of that today. So to get right down to it, Mojo didn't show up again today, so he's a bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry. Had to get that out of the way too. And we were hoping Night Bob would be here. But he is, where is he? Virginia?
Falls Church, Virginia.
Falls Church, Virginia. He was going to try to get back. He did a show last night. He thought he would be able to get back, but he was not able to.
Rocking on the road.
Yes.
Oh, man. Good excuse. Terrific. Rocking on the road.
Yep. And we've Desmond with us, of course, who is awesome. And he's been on the road for as long as Nightbug.
Yeah.
Or longer, maybe. Longer? Same?
Well, I'm pushing 50 years.
Whoa.
Whew. Woof.
Jeez. All right, so we got to talk to Desmond. Desmond's a legend in our business and every other business, I think. All right, so let's get right down to it. So what I am holding and what James are holding are our Carbonetti Guitars Golden Road model guitars.
Golden Road. Yeah, you need an echo for that.
Yeah, that was good.
Golden Road.
You see if you can put it in there like a...
Yeah, exactly.
So this was the first one.
Yes.
And this one James just finished last night.
Yeah.
So the thing about these guitars is we had done a podcast earlier where the whole concept was I brought my 55 Gold Top out here.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to copy it, but we wanted to just kind of find out what made it tick and have James make a guitar just based on more the way it sounded and felt than looked.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously it came out like a Carbonetti guitar. But it does have that thing that Gold Tops have, or old Les Pauls, or really old guitars, is mostly because they were handmade by guys who were really good at guitar making.
Yeah.
And these do that thing. But the interesting thing is both these guitars were made from exactly the same wood.
Yeah.
Like not even the same wood, but the same tree.
This came out of 3 trees. The mahogany is the same as the mahogany
on this one.
On this
which
one.
Is just the whole back of it.
The whole back and the neck. Those came out of the same cut of wood.
Right.
The maple tops came out of the same cut of wood. Maple from Greenwood Cemetery.
Which is right over there.
Which is awesome. And then the rosewood came out of the Martin factory, and these are both the same piece.
Rosewood.
Oh.
So basically they're the same wood. So the concept, so the question is, do they sound the same? Or do they not? Like there's a lot of other variables. This one has a Bigsby, this one does not.
Yeah.
And both pickups are hand wound or handmade by you.
Yeah, all of
them. They should be somewhat similar if you wound them in a similar way, or unless you didn't.
Similar way, but what's cool about it is even if you can get the pickup sounding in the ballpark, each one will always be different just because of I'm hand winding them, so it depends on even how hard you're squeezing
That's
the
why I like
copper
factory
wire.
made pickups are
Yeah.
very consistent. Like they don't sound that different, but all sets of PAFs all sound really different.
And it depends on what music we're listening to.
Right.
Me and Moss always joke about it, like, all right, we're making this pickup, let's put on Chic, or let's put on
Joe Walsh, right?
Exactly. So this was all Joe Walsh.
Yeah, this guitar sounded like Joe Walsh.
Yeah.
It's interesting what he had said in that, what you had just read in that interview.
Yeah, I was, obviously obsessed with Joe Walsh, as one is. And I listened to a lot of stuff he says. And I remember hearing him say some of the best Les Pauls he's ever played had the ABR1 just smashed into the body.
Like this one, right?
Just as far as it
sitting
can go.
on the
body.
Yeah.
Huh.
And that's kind of the opposite of what people tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
it makes sense.
I set this neck joint for it to do that.
Right. So most people go like, oh, this isn't right because the ABR is right up against the body.
Yeah. So he said those are the best ones he's played.
But it's logical. See, some stuff people say is far-fetched and some of it's just logical. But that's just logical. This thing's sitting right against this thing.
Yeah, it's going to resonate more. It's
Fair
another
enough.
point of contact. Yeah.
Right. So, like, that's what Damien Probert had said to me because his guitars always sound so good. And I was like, why do your guitars sound so great? And he said, the only thing that I could think of is I spend a lot of time fitting the pieces together where you need almost no glue.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so they fit together really well, and that would probably transfer the sound. He said Gibsons are just kind of in the ballpark, and they fill the rest with glue.
Exactly.
So it's probably not going to be as good a contact thing. And Brian Monte's guitars are the same way. Like, you put those necks in. You put the neck in, and you could hold it without glue.
Yeah, if you remember this one, it was the same.
Right.
So you could hold it.
Right.
As a
So
guitar.
that's just logical. That would create
And I do
something.
a square neck joint, which is probably very faux pas. But no, it's great. It's more contact.
Right.
So I glue
Which
them
makes
in
sense, right.
fully square without a dovetail or anything, just
Right.
because they're in and they're solid bodies.
And it's
That's
more
interesting. So you don't round the corners of the tongue of the neck at all?
Well, yeah,
The tongue of the tendon?
they're both rounded a
Okay.
smidge, but like it fits in perfect and it just has full
right.
contact.
That's just logical. That if the thing fits together really well, the sound will come out of it really well. That just
Exactly.
kind of makes sense. Some other stuff is fairly esoteric. Like, does hide glue really make a difference? Like, what do you think of that?
I don't.
Do you use hide glue?
No,
Right. So
I just use.
But remember that one guy? I had a customer who said, or somebody,
swears
one of my
by
friends
it.
swears he could hear it.
Yeah.
But people get a. I don't know. I think there's a reason for it, and that's for fixing old guitars that have used hide glue.
Right.
But back in the day, that was just called glue.
Right, yeah.
That's
Well,
what
yeah,
you
like it wasn't
had.
Brazilian rosewood back then. It was
it's just
rosewood.
wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Just what do we have lying around?
Yeah,
What can we get
what movie is
cheap?
that from when they go? Guy goes, "Oh, Brazil nuts." It's like, no, you're in Brazil, so we just call them nuts.
Yeah. Italians don't call Italian food Italian food. It's
Right.
food.
Yeah, Chinese
Let's
food.
have
Call it
dinner.
Chinese food.
Yeah, I mean, it
So-
took a lot of famous musicians that we love to have the retrospective view that, this was chosen for that reason and that reason. No, it was cheaper and
Just a
easier to
bunch
make
of
it that
shit.
way.
Yeah.
Typically.
Right. That's usually the thing.
Yeah.
Things were done for money.
Yeah.
Because there's
I mean,
small companies that were struggling to stay
Yeah.
in business. That's why they started making bad decisions at a certain point because they just needed to make more guitars.
Sure.
It wasn't like they knew it wouldn't sound right, but they had to make, instead of 10,000 guitars this year, we have to make 90,000.
Yeah.
How the fuck are we gonna do that?
Yeah.
Hire a billion more people or get a machine.
It's 2 pennies cheaper to do this, so we're going to do that.
Yeah.
Right, or really like when they, Nitro is great, but they couldn't shoot Nitro after a certain point. They
Well,
needed
just
to go
faster.
faster.
Too many complaints also.
Right.
You'd be like,
Shit
oh,
was
I got
weather
to check,
checking.
or I got to check, and
Right, all the
it's
shit we want, like the lacquer they shot the lacquer on those 50s necks so thin, I felt like, wow, Clapton played those guitars so much. It didn't take much to play
Yeah,
through
it's a
that.
couple tours.
Yeah.
Right, or it just happened by itself.
Junkie
But people
sweat.
were complaining
Yep.
already, like, oh, look at the shit on my neck. I mean, and he would just give him a new neck.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
the thing about Fenders. It's amazing how expensive they are because they're meant to be the cheapest.
Right.
And if the neck is busted, you put a new one on.
Right, that's they were made
They're
to have
interchangeable.
changeable parts. That's why, like a New Mexican Strat, a lot of times it's a really good guitar.
They're great.
That the concept of that guitar lends itself to that, where cheap Gibson style guitars don't sound good.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, it really is just all over the map because sometimes
Yeah.
you'll encounter this incredible fill in the blank cheap guitar that's amazing.
It sounds incredible.
That,
Like,
that
this is all I
rivals
would
and
ever need.
beats.
But I've
yeah,
also
totally.
played some very expensive guitars that just suck. Also, like
Right,
it's,
they're not all good.
it just happens.
The
And
most
crazy
disappointing version of
vintage
that-
guitars.
First rack. What is that term? There's like some collector's term. First rack guitar 345. Among the very first 345s that was produced, this guy was like, check this thing out. Beautiful, gorgeous guitar. Strummed it, was like, it's okay. It's all right.
But sometimes they sit. Like, if I just didn't get played.
Yeah.
You know, we would get those at Chelsea, like you'd get those clouds.
You never want a mint guitar.
Right, just they wouldn't sound like much. If you played it for a minute, maybe it would start to come alive.
Yeah, especially acoustics. You never want a mint acoustic.
No, you want
if it doesn't have any scratches up here, run away.
Yeah, you always want those really gnarly ones because they sound better. But even electrics, but acoustic, you could feel it opening up.
Yeah, this thing already feels different from you've probably
I played a lot of gigs
a million hours on this already.
And gigs are different because you're playing, full force, slamming on the thing.
Yeah, sweating.
But, I've already, dinged it all up. But that
should be.
That does something to guitars, I think, when you put them under heat.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they start to sound it. All of a sudden you notice these notes
Plain
start to
notes.
ring out of the thing. But this one's already plugged in, so you could tweak Sounds like a B.B. King record.
Yeah. And
that's the neck pickup.
I've been moving the neck pickups closer to the bridge these days, and the bridge pickups a little closer.
So they're coming in?
Yeah.
Eventually they'll be right next to each
other. Just going to be one pickup.
But I always find it that they sound better. Because, I don't know, it's like you see, there's a reason for everything, but you see some vintage Gibsons where the neck pickup is slammed on the neck, and the bridge pickup is slammed on the bridge, and it's just, I don't know.
It's funny because when they'll make that model with the one pickup in the middle.
Yeah.
I always thought they were like, oh, that's the stupidest guitar. No one would ever look at it.
I mean,
you hear it now, you're like, it sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah. They sound great, but boy, aesthetically,
it just looks like they did
asking for two more pickups.
Put it in here, right? I know.
It's a guitar with a peg leg.
Yeah, why don't you see that more? Like just the 3 dog ear 330.
Oh, it's the coolest.
Yeah, those
are
are
like ES5s just do it for me. But every once in a while they'll do a Les Paul like that. 3P90s. It looks so cool.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
I have a 3 pickup Firebird, three of these things. We should do a 3, Golden Row with 3.
Well, let's do the black one with 3 pickups.
But we only got those 2.
I know somebody who makes the pickups.
That's true. Or we'll put those 2 on the outside and put something different in the middle.
Yeah. I'll make the Firebird pickup in the middle or something.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Awesome.
All right, so that leads us right into that thing. Do you have that set of pickups around?
I think I saw them right over here.
So the idea was to make 3 of these initially.
That was from the outset.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the first one was going to be gold. So it was Sunburst. Sorry.
Ooh.
Because this one was just. Yeah, those are cool. So these were made
cool.
for Walter Becker.
Yeah. Fun.
Nice.
By Seymour Duncan. They were wound for Walter.
Cool.
And he never got around to using them, obviously. And Night Bob was nice enough to give them to me.
Super cool.
So, out of tribute to Walter,
Solder.
that'll be the 3rd. And Walter was a good friend of ours.
Yeah,
great customer, and couldn't have been maybe sincerely Dan, obviously, for the cool band. So we're going to use these pickups.
These are going to be cool.
In the 3rd one.
Yeah.
I don't know what project he had planned. Night Bob would know. Or if he just ordered them because he was on a stable pickup kick and just thought, I'll do something with these later. But just out of tribute to Walter and just the fact that we have them, we'll go build the guitar.
He had very good taste.
Oh, yeah.
He owned a D'Angelico.
So are those loud pickups? I've never really
Stable
spent
pickup?
much time with stable
They were
pickups.
kind of P90-ish. They just had all that adjustable stuff. I really liked it.
Yeah, they're essentially single coils.
Yeah, they're big giant P90s.
Yeah.
But there's the other fellow who makes them.
But that was the thing. There weren't P90s when they had the staples.
Right.
That's what they were, and then it was just tinkering.
Sure.
So it was really cool.
But there's a couple, I think Lawler now makes a staple pickup, and I bought, remember my purple
Yeah.
sheet? And
Somebody was making them for Ron Thorne.
Ron Thorne was making them.
Oh, Thorne was making
And
them?
they're incredible.
Okay, all right.
I have them in that guitar still.
Yeah, like GT 40s or something.
And they're incredible.
Yeah.
They sound like really big, angry P90s.
Okay.
But the problem is the real ones are so noisy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Woo.
Well, not to mention that, you have to have a guitar's worth of space just to put the rear housing.
But they came in Black Beauty.
Yeah, these are 9K and 9.5K. So not crazy overwound, but
Right, but that's
in the
hot for a
ballpark.
P90.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So,
these are, the neck is 7.4 and the bridge is 9.
right, that's a big difference. Oh, the bridge is 9.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those two, and then Firebird style pickup in the middle.
Yeah.
We'll put a dog bone on it and a
Big
Bixby or a Gold Bixby, and we'll do 5-ply binding and.
Oh, you are going to do the fancy binding for that
gotta
one?
do
I mean,
everything.
Yeah, so the idea was to make it'll be
Yeah.
a gold one and a Black Beauty and a Sunburst one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was supposed to be gold.
That was supposed to be gold, but the top was too nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
fair
we didn't
enough.
want to shoot
And
over
then
it.
this
And
one-
we just did it.
Remember, I did the off-center
Oh, right.
center seam just
Right,
because
so if
it's a gold
anybody
top.
someday decides
strips
to
it.
strip it,
Oh,
Like,
it'll
funny.
be actually be
That's like
accurate.
the
Like,
Lucy.
wow, these guys
Yeah.
are geeked out.
You guys are idiots.
And of course, it has a stinger.
Yeah.
But that one has 5 stingers.
Yeah.
Because we had just seen a Stromberg at Buzzy's at Lark Street Music, and we were
Yeah.
like, side stingers! So he put stingers.
So cool.
Everywhere.
Yes,
Just-
everywhere.
That one has 5 stingers. This one just has 1. And this has the king of all stingers. The large stinger.
Yeah.
So you can order
That's-
your guitar
It
with.
makes your guitar faster.
It's
Way
a
fast.
lance.
Yeah.
It's a machete.
Yeah, that stinger could literally kill a water buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could drill through the center of the earth.
And one day I'll just go all the way to the bottom.
Yeah. Or just get rid of the guitar entirely. not the
Yeah.
stinger. Here, here's your
Yeah, this
thing.
black guitar is just one big stinger.
It's just a stinger.
Zoomed in.
It's not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah, right?
Hmm.
All the stinger.
What are we doing after this?
Yeah.
So, and this is another Carbonetti guitar that is, from what I gather, for sale.
Yeah.
Unless I'm going to buy it right now. It's really fucking cool.
Yeah, that one's
That
the moon
is super
phase.
cool.
I like that
That's
one.
a
a
cool
lot.
The
model.
moon phase.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And that's one of my 1111 humbuckers that I designed to sound just super open.
Let's
Like, I don't know,
check it out.
I like
Let's do this
the
thing.
I like the vibe
I'm going to
of
spear somebody with that one.
a bit of a hot pickup, but not like in the sense hot.
It's a cool guitar.
But have it backed off from the string, so you just get like kind of heavy.
It's a very cool guitar. It's a humbucker?
Yeah.
Sounds like a single coil.
Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
That's that.
Listen to that.
Yeah. But it's dead quiet.
Wow. It totally sounds like a single coil.
Yeah.
Wow. And this is like just perfectly clean through.
Yeah.
Directly into an amp. This is a cool guitar.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
this is a
Beautiful
Fender wood.
fretboard,
It's
too.
alder body, maple neck, and then bird's eye maple fingerboard.
Oh,
And then
cool.
string through the body.
That's some fancy wood.
Yeah.
Fancy stuff.
Fancy shit.
And this one's number 32. And yours is 38 and 42. So these are 10
This is a
away.
hip guitar. Someone should buy this out there
Yeah.
with money.
Yeah, if you like guitars, there's a fun one.
But yeah. Well, but guitars are fun.
Yeah, guitar back to the start.
Yeah, it turns out it's true. Guitars.
All right, so
are
let's
fun.
do the thing. So our idea was to see if these two guitars sound the same. So let's see if they sound the same. Or, I mean, I'm assuming they sound similar, but I'm...
A little bit more bottom to it.
No one talk. Can't do it on that one. This is kind of similar.
Yeah, they're in the ballpark.
Yeah, this is similar.
Similar, but greater clarity, more spank.
This one has a really chirpy thing. I noticed it acoustically.
Yeah.
You know, it's doing that. The Roy Buchanan thing.
Exactly, yeah.
The pickups are really sensitive. That's how
Yeah.
you do that. You know, like. I'm gonna find this little, like, you
little pick squeals.
That's why I've been liking winding pickups just a smidge more on the power side and then backing them off. Is how I've found you get that really clear.
Well, Peter Florence had
And you can
said
do whatever you want with
is that
it.
since like you try to wind them a little looser,
Mm-hmm.
but if you wind them too loose, they go crazy
Yeah.
microphonic.
Yeah, I like to do like loose sections, then tighter sections. You kind of go back and
Is that
forth.
what scatter winding is?
And scatterwind is just
Just doing
you're
that.
just doing this because it's not like a set
It's
machine.
You give the guy who's got some kind of palsy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm doing it as
Yeah.
stable as I can.
Good Fred.
Have some drinks.
And that's amazingly clear. That's the neck pickup.
Yeah.
That sounds like a bridge pickup. Like that sounds as bright as any Esquire.
And now that we're all adults who play in the middle,
Right.
that's what I've switched to.
Right.
You can do like an acoustic track with
Yeah, you back one of the pickups all up. Awesome. Okay. Let's move on.
it. Yeah.
Man, those are pretty. Those are really neat.
Yeah, these are fun. So maybe by the next, well, it'll be probably a few podcasts from now, we'll have the black one.
Yeah.
And then we'll do all three. But that one will sound different because the pickups will be
For sure.
different. So let's see what Josh has been up to. Josh, what have you been up to?
I've been up to a ton of stuff. Basically, I decided that sleep was for suckers.
Yeah.
That life is work exclusively.
Well, what is our waiting list for Protocasters now?
Yeah, we're well into next year. It's
Mostly for Josh's refinishing and all the other shit we do.
yeah.
But
Yeah, so this one's an interesting one. So it's funny, for as much finishing as we do, we'll occasionally get an actual Protocaster build in there. This happens to be a really pretty one. This is a Tele-Custom style guitar. Not sure how clear it's coming across, but boy, the checking on that is really
it's really weather
pronounced in a nice way.
Yeah.
Just got that feel that's
it's nice
comfortable.
Light. It's like medium. It's not super light, but it's light.
Yeah,
It's probably like
exactly.
7-ish or something.
Yeah, I don't recall the specs straight offhand weight wise.
And this one I'm leaving here at the Guitar Shop NYC if anybody wants it. Or if you're in Brooklyn, come by and play it.
Yeah.
or if you're in Oklahoma, Cliff.
Just buy it,
Then,
and we'll send it to you. But this is a really hip one.
Yeah, it's
Just
nice.
a cool color. It's that brownish kind of whatever that.
yeah, almost like that Viceroy type burst.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Same
yeah,
with
it's
the,
like
the
Gibson
sides
Viceroy
too.
Sunburst, right?
Yep, exactly.
Which
And the sides, if you look at them, especially in the daylight, you'll see that they've got that kind of purplish
Yeah, they
brown
definitely
to
have
them.
Yeah,
Which, man,
that's my
I
favorite.
love that look from that era.
Yeah, this is it.
I mean, there's just such a subtle softness to those colors, and boy, I mean, you could just be the biggest drooling schlub and pick up a guitar that's got binding, and all of a sudden you're aces. You're
Right?
Yes, so
you're
all you
the
drooling
man of the
shrubs
hour.
out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, really? There's hope for me? Yes, there is. Give me a guitar with binding.
That's it. Binding
And
was
no one
the
will call me
answer
a
the whole
drooling
time.
Schlub anymore. I'm really sick of that. It's horrible.
Really,
Um,
really leaning into my drooling schlub lifestyle.
I'm so used to being called the drooling shrub, I don't know what I would do without it. Where is the Strat? So,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
this is like a big deal because on the last
Here, I'll
podcast,
grab this.
which was actually a while ago, we realized, we had just bought this guitar from the good folks at Retrofret Guitars because it was stripped. And they didn't really want to go through. They would have probably just given it to Josh anyway. So it just wound up with us to do the refinish on it, or not. Like they could, but they don't really sell stripped stuff. They really sell really 100% correct stuff, and they don't really do much refin stuff or restored stuff. So they were nice enough to let us have it, and then we did all the stuff. So
Yeah, so this one basically was the condition we got it in. The body had been stripped at some point, but the body in that stripped condition had been played like crazy.
Yeah, like
Somebody
mad.
had really played the hell out of
it
it.
was like super hippie wood, right?
Exactly.
And you just look at the last podcast, you could see it. It was we had just gotten it.
Mhm.
But it needed frets really badly.
Yeah, the fret life, basically there wasn't any left at that point. So we did a refret on this new nut, and
James did the pickups because they were open. They were
blown.
just really weak.
yeah, the
They were
middle
blown.
and bridge you had to rewind, right?
Yeah, so I
Okay.
rewound them, and just from what happens over the years of playing, sweating, I think one of the coils ended up grounding out against the lugs.
Right.
So I ended up taping the lugs and then winding on top of it.
Because they sound amazing.
It sounded really good.
And that's the bridge pickup. And of course, that's the position. It's got the three-way, which
Yeah,
is really stupid, but
that's how it is.
but it's cool, but it's really stupid.
That's how it is until what, 73.
I still listen to it on
I mean, it's like crazy late. It's way later than you would think.
Right, I didn't realize that it went into the 70s. Like, that's
But
kind
so-
of the position.
We got a shout out Shira over at Retrofret for the color choice.
Right, originally Peter had said Sonic Blue,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is really fucking cool.
Yo, great color. Classic.
But then Shira was like, no,
Yeah.
shell pink.
Yeah.
And we're like, whoa, that's
Yeah.
a bold fucking move.
Yeah. It's,
I
shell
love
pink.
it.
It's such a neat color.
You just never see it done well, though. It always looks like a new shell pink looks stupid.
Uh-huh.
It's a pink guitar,
Tend to.
basically.
Yep.
But you see vintage ones and they look really cool like this. But this one, because you did your rooftop pictures, but it didn't quite get how cool this is.
Yeah, it's funny.
Like
Sometimes
it's a little lighter there. This is like really what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed a lot.
Yeah, like
And the texture and the finish.
yeah, that's the thing. Like most colors new look bad, but like
That's
you know,
fair.
like
That's fair.
Pelham blue is the coolest color, but new it's just blue.
It's boring.
But old, it's all greened out.
Yeah.
It's so super cool. So this really came out really nice. So Shira was totally right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's always the funniest when you're doing a refin for somebody. You're like, I want this color, and they say the name of it, but they don't realize like
Yeah, Pelham blue can be
New.
anything.
yeah.
You know,
But
like-
also when they did in the '60s, you're thinking of it now.
Right.
It's like that's all faded and
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and they all
then
fade
you give
into
them the
different
new.
things.
Like,
That's why we make them send pictures.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
Oh,
we-
for sure. Yeah.
We do it every time. We're like,
Yeah, yeah.
well, send a picture of what you want your guitar to look
Yep.
like.
Yep. Yeah. The
They
name
could
is
say
not
Pelham
going to be
blue,
enough.
but they're like,
Yeah.
oh no, I wanted it to be dark blue. That's not Pelham blue.
Right.
Oh, it wasn't the one I saw. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, those two pictures were taken.
Yeah, or the angle was weird.
Yeah, or
that
something.
one they
Those
saw.
colors look different, like in every picture.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
send us a picture, and your guitar will look like that picture.
Yep.
So
I have a guy now who just asked for. He sent in a very zoomed in Music Man Stingray of like their green frost burst, and he sent the pictures like that part there.
Oh my
I
god.
was like, okay,
Oh.
yeah, radios.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I think we're probably some of the only guys around mixing all of our own pigments
I think that's right.
and colors.
Yeah.
rather than
Most people buy them from Re-Ranch or whatever.
Yeah, it's true. And Re-Ranch does a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 years
So you
ago.
gotta have the control over what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
More fun.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and for all you up and coming guitar builder types out
Don't
there.
do it.
Yeah, stay away.
Go to Lowe's.
Different job.
No, Re-Ranch is great. A great resource, especially for
Supposed to be really nice
forum. Yeah, the
Yeah.
forum was incredibly
That's right.
helpful
It was
for
a
me coming
forum.
up.
Isn't that where you
Yeah,
met
yeah.
Doug Cower or something?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, Doug. Hi, Doug.
haven't seen Doug in a long time.
Doug and I ended up connecting through there.
Well, that's how I connected with you. Was
Yeah, exactly.
Doug
He
Cower
suggested that, hey,
Yeah,
there's a
it's like, I know a
guitar
guy in
show.
Brooklyn,
You should
like,
go and,
you should
and
go
check.
there.
Yeah,
Remember me and Night Bob went to
exactly.
your house. And we were like, I was like, Bob, come with me to Brooklyn. Like, we can go see this guitar. I was like, all right, cool.
Right. We're gonna go to this weirdo's.
Yeah, you have like two
Basement
guitar bodies. I'll take them.
Yep.
A long time ago now.
Oh, I
That was
know.
like 10 or 11 years
Lifetime ago.
Yeah.
That's
We've done
crazy.
Really
hundreds and
is.
hundreds of guitars since then.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
this being the latest one.
Oh.
This one, I'm the neck pickup. The middle pickup.
And it's a really nice neck on this guitar too. I mean,
Well, it's funny because it wasn't until you refretted it.
yeah.
So I like the middle position, like the in between ones. But that's the neck in the middle.
It's like the star, all the big star guitars.
Yeah.
It's all those middle.
But that's a really
That's
good
a
strat.
really good sounding Strat for sure.
Yeah. Wade didn't like it.
That's in his place.
Yeah.
This guitar sucks.
Oh,
But really, when they don't have frets, they really don't do much.
Well, it's just hard to play.
Yeah, you can't play them. They don't sound very good. This is a really nice fret shop, and Josh did this fret shop. This is like
Very nice.
really nice fret shop.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
What frets are these?
So it's basically vintage style Fender vintage style fret wire, but it's Jescar.
Right.
I always use Jescar wire, and it's what is it? 80 thousandths wide? Is that right? 80 or 85? I think it's 80 thousandths wide and 45
what kind of frets are like
small, medium, or large?
the regular one? I would just say the one that's supposed to have.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, sometimes you can see they have jumbo frets and Fender. It's not the one they're supposed to
True,
have.
yeah.
I get that.
Then there's the confusion with all of the Dunlop.
Well, everyone says
fret naming
6105. That I
Right.
understood. Like 6105 is normal.
Well, the thing that's so weird about that is that those numbers don't correspond to the
any
actual
other
measurement.
It's just a brand.
It's just a
Yeah,
number.
yeah, exactly.
Right. It has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it can be the 3 million series.
Right, I
or
understood
whatever.
that for a minute. I understood what they looked like.
Sure.
6105s and 6115s, like that. But now everyone's using Jescar.
Yeah, exactly. And Jescar names their stuff the size of the wire.
Right, which is helpful.
It makes sense.
The thing is, Jescar, the office for Jescar is right near my house.
It's very close. Yeah.
The guy who runs it lives right behind
And
me.
they also do the Menzerna stuff.
Right.
The polishing.
Right behind polishing. He gave me some of
Yep.
that stuff. It's amazing.
Stuff's great.
Actually, I should have him on a podcast.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
It'd be a great idea.
Yeah, Jeff Selper's his name. And it's a German company, Jescar.
I believe that's right.
But the office
And-
just
and
happens to be
Menzerna
in
as
my
well.
town, like the 2 towns over from me.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Of all things. And actually, he introduced me to my friend Alex Glasser, who has Iron Horse Instruments. He was on one of the early podcasts.
Makes great stuff.
Yeah, incredible luthier.
Yeah. Great dude.
Awesome dude.
Yeah.
And he had just moved back from California, and he called for frets, and he's like, "Oh, you know about this place, Mountain Cat?" He's
Yep.
like, "No." He just called me.
Oh,
and Craig
that's
were hanging
how-
out. Yeah, me and Craig were just hanging out.
So it's just incidental.
Yeah, we're like, "Come over and hang out." And
Oh,
he came
that's
over and it was
funny.
Al. It's like we were best friends in 5 minutes. And
That's
we watched
hilarious.
Step Brothers.
I had no
We're friends in like 3 minutes. Like, let's be best friends forever.
Wow, that was.
Let's do karate in the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Al's awesome, but he's another one. He's so busy.
Yeah, I was
because
about to
he's
say,
so good.
I feel like I'm busy. Al is busy.
Whoa, he's had a guitar of mine for 3.5 years. I'm sorry, Al, but fucking finish my guitar. But I did want him to put bonito fish in the. He's doing a whole custom inlay thing because we like Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
so
fucked.
our bonito fish big.
Yeah.
So then it's gonna have bonito fish in.
That's
I
hilarious.
understand why
Well,
he's
there you
taking
go.
his time with that. It was a stupid
It's
idea.
a year of fish.
But it was a really nice early 70s Guild Jumbo 12 string.
I remember that
Wow.
one.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a great guitar.
yeah, it was a
think I've
friend
ever
of
seen
mine's
that
and it was totally ruined. Like, it needs a whole new fretboard.
You've had that since Chelsea days.
No, this was a different one. I still have mine.
Yeah.
But this was a friend of mine's and it was like, to fix it was like $2,500. It was worth $1,800.
Yeah.
So he's just like, here, you can have it.
Yeah.
And I gave it to Al. He said I could do the whole job. He's like, but I'd have to pull the neck and make a whole new fretboard.
Yep.
So that's what the whole idea was like, because he could do great inlay. I was like, bonito fish. So it's going to be a completely unsellable.
Just
Awesomest guitar ever. No one will buy
this
it.
is a Wade project.
Yeah. This is like, it's done. No one, I'll keep it. I mean, that's fuck it.
Hey, you're gonna
I'm
look
going
at
to
it
spend
like cool.
$4,000
Put it
on
in
a
the case.
$2,000 guitar.
Yep.
That's how I roll.
Yeah.
Guitars are fun.
Guitars
Guitars
are
are
fucking fun. Put bonito fish on your guitar.
And speaking of fun guitars, this is a neat one, and thank you, Colin, for allowing me to show this off. So this
That's awesome.
is a vintage 61 Les Paul. So it's still the Les Paul at this point, even though obviously we all think of this as an SG. This guitar had a neck reset, and thanks to the fine folks over at 30th Street. And then this guitar also required a refret, which I ended up doing And refrets on a bound fretboard are not a ton of fun to do, but they're doable.
I feel like stress and vomiting.
It's funny. So most people use a little tool called a fret nibbler to eat away at the tang of the fret, but I'm too much of a cheapskate to buy that tool. And so I just end up using a Dremel cutoff wheel and very finely cut away at the tang of the fret to fit the thing. Oh, do you? Oh, all right. Well, then but
I use it to cut my nails.
Let me just do a little nail nibbling.
Yeah, I have one. You can have it. We don't do that job.
But so Colin wanted to do something pretty interesting with this guitar. Firstly, the thing had been sanded in a way that the bevels had really lost their kind of pronounced chamfer. And so I ended up trying to reestablish those as best I could. And he wanted to go with the pretty rare ebony block short Maestro. It's a really neat short-lived trend that existed for these guitars.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Like, Nicky Stopolitis in New York. You saw him?
Yeah. He's
I
great.
haven't seen him in a while. But he was the guy in New York who dealt those guitars. Yeah. He had like a niche thing. Like, there's a couple things that just Nicky Stopolitis.
He just did
the ebony block guitars. He had them.
That's funny.
And Epiphone,
that was his thing.
Okay. Certain Epiphone, like, Rivieras and
things
like that.
You're looking for him?
And he was a fabulous player. He played on some of my favorite records. He played on like some really incredible stuff. A Ginger Baker solo record. It's one of my favorite albums.
Oh, interesting.
Something in Horses.
Yeah.
He played guitar on a few tracks on that.
Okay.
Just cool guy. He used to hang out at Chelsea all the time.
Yeah. Love that guy.
Yeah, really cool guy. But for some reason, ebony blocks were his thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're beautiful. They only did these for a year, I think it was.
You ever see this
for 2 guitars.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, maybe it was 3
It was
guitars.
at Rumble Seat not long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you showed me that picture.
I don't know how many of those were ever made.
Yeah. It's probably 5,
Yeah. Whoa.
But so then we ended up doing an aged Palin Blue finish for this, which historically these two things, the ebony block Vibrola and Palin Blue, wouldn't have gone together. But it's such a neat combination. And the checking really came out nice for this one too. So this is a really terrific guitar.
That's a great one. He'll love that.
Yeah, Colin's going to be super pleased when he gets his hands.
Yeah,
guitars are fun.
Yeah, they're really fun.
I don't know if you guys know that or not.
I like
but
them.
guitars are a ton of
The
fun.
really fun ones have this stupid thing connected to them like that.
Exactly.
I'm really liking this guitar.
That's very nice. You should get that.
Yeah, that Strat is great.
It's got that quacky thing.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm not a Strat guy.
Neither am I.
But I am.
But I like this one.
Pretty drawn to that Strat.
Thinking of buying it off myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I have like vintage Strats. I never played them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I have a 64. I have 2 64s.
Really?
I remember when I tried to Strat in the Subjects for a minute.
Oh yeah.
And then I traded it. I was like, this thing's stupid. I took such a left turn. I went from a Strat for like 2 months to a 1952 Epiphone Zephyr.
Oh, I remember that.
And then I went to play a Subjects gig, and I had my bass on it. I was like, I can't play this. And then I remember hitting one chord, and the bridge moved.
Oh no!
KG had said that. She like,
and you can't.
She bought like a Gretsch Duo Jet, like gets to a big gig, hits the first chord, the whole bridge collapses.
And you're like, and you can never put it back.
No, it's like in the middle of a show.
No,
like what the fuck?
Where's my backup?
I
was all bummed.
Like the first chord, she goes, and the whole thing collapses. Like, oh boy, that's bad.
Yeah, terrible.
Those bridges were stupid. Though.
Yeah.
They're moving.
I know, but that was a fun guitar. I wish I still had that one. Very adult.
I know.
Had those huge resin knobs.
Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, it had a really early D-Armand neck pickup.
Yeah.
The one that
is
moved.
it the monkey on a stick type thing?
No. It was in there.
And that was for the Subjects? Like the drunkest band ever?
Ever.
Wasn't like when someone reviewed your band, they just said drunk.
Yep. We were very drunk. I've fallen off the stage. Matt fell off the drums. Remember when Matt came?
Oh yeah, he went to sit in with my band. He's all psyched. He goes to sit down and play drums and completely misses the drum stool. It wasn't even close. Winds up in the corner.
Yeah.
Like he just went. Yeah. And we were like, it wasn't even close though. He was so confident.
Yeah.
He couldn't figure out why he was still like. Then he hit the ground.
Yeah. We were very drunk.
Nice work.
Yeah.
I think everybody goes through that phase when you're young.
You have to.
Yeah, sure.
There was a bit where Jeff, our other best friend, and our friend Robert were at our show, and they just both had their hands up.
You're
like, what the
what are you
fuck
doing?
is this?
Like, why?
Yeah.
You guys are
Remember
fine.
Robert brought like a date, and he's
Oh,
like, "You embarrassed me. I just said you guys are the best band, and you suck."
And you suck.
Like, it happens.
It's funny because when I was in rock and roll band, we were drunk all the time, but we rehearsed like that.
Yeah.
We didn't really play bad shows. Like, we played fine.
Yeah.
But we couldn't do anything else.
Or you just didn't have any friends that told you sucked.
No, it's like we were always like you couldn't have played sober.
For sure.
You rehearsed drunk. You mostly lived drunk.
Yeah.
So like it would have been so alien to play sober. You would have been probably like aware of what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
What is all of this
Wait, I'm not getting paid
sensation?
Yeah, I get nothing to do this.
I'm doing this for free?
I can't get sex from girls. I'm so drunk. Why am I even here? But drunk, it made perfect sense.
Yeah.
I rule.
Yeah.
So
This is
good.
the best lifestyle I could have chosen for myself.
I'm winning.
Yeah. I'm so crushing this.
Yeah.
I remember one gig, like the stage was kind of high and I couldn't lift my leg up enough to get on it because I would have fallen backwards. So I had to kind of roll onto it. And like, I was like,
Oh my
get on
god.
this thing.
fine.
I'm fine. But I can play fine.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's bizarre because we rehearsed like that.
Yeah.
We'd be going, like David Johansen was in the rehearsal room before us, and we'd be walking in with like things of 40s, and you'd just be like, you young guys, and you're like, we used to be like that. We're like, we know, we've seen the New York Times. Des is there.
Oh, that is funny.
He was like, you young guys in your 40s. They're like, what do you mean? They're just whatever. We need these.
Let's go driving.
Exactly.
We used to have to like bring our own bottle of Jack Daniels because it was too much of an effort to go to the bar. So we would sneak in our own like bottle. And then after a while, you weren't even like hiding it. You just be like, look.
When we just
Like,
played,
why do they have a bottle of Jack Daniels?
when we just played Bowery, our boy Kieran, who runs it, like he's the best. But he set us up a little bar on stage. It felt like the Faces.
Yeah.
We got very drunk on that stage during the show. There was like 3 different mezcals.
Wow, Jimmy.
Yeesh.
And the Faces had a bartender.
Yeah, the best.
They would go over and order drinks.
Yeah. Oh, it's the coolest.
The last tour, they had a bartender.
Yeah.
That's
and a bar.
hilarious.
There's like an old school bar.
Yeah, guy, like,
Oh,
yeah.
the
And they would go over and
suspenders.
order cocktails.
Yeah.
Like, this is awesome.
Wow.
My heroes.
The best.
Now I can't play and drink. Well, I never, I guess, could. But
I used to trip and play a lot. That was fun.
Yikes.
A lot of
one of my
shows.
bands love against AAA. I'm not saying which one. I have multiple ones that you can't prove which one it is.
Can't hold this against me.
That does happen from time to time. But
Guitars are fun.
yes,
Guitars
so there
are
is
fun.
yet another Protocaster, I believe.
Oh.
The prototype thing.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, we just
I'm
got.
loving this strap. Though.
Yeah, it's very good.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, it just came out really good.
Like the neck on that thing, too.
Yeah, and it didn't. It's funny when they have no frets, they don't feel that. This wasn't a great. I could see why Wade was like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
it's like they don't feel good without frets.
When we get out of here.
And it hadn't really been set up.
Thanks,
and
sir.
stripped, so it didn't seem like much of a guitar. That's why, like, I love like restoring guitars. Like, I like the most dogged guitars. You know, like
Yeah, bring it back to something.
Appreciate it.
Exactly.
You know, like this was a cool guitar. It was all played and beat down and stripped and kind of just ugly. And now it's this really cool thing with brand new frets.
Right. Yeah, it makes being able to mine, the potential out of the thing.
Yeah, the pickups were really
had.
blown.
Oh.
So it was like didn't sound very good.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
like, but now it really does. You know,
Yeah.
like so. You know, like.
So Doug,
the three-way just kills me.
what do we have here?
That was Mojo's idea originally. We found these bodies came from somewhere.
I think you were at the Philadelphia Guitar Show.
Yeah,
a
they're
couple
pine
years
bodies.
ago.
So the idea was to make the early prototype. I think Mojo said this was the second prototype.
I think it's the third.
Or the third, right.
The first is the snake head.
Right, that.
The second, which is super weird, the second has this
That
control
thing,
plate flipped perpendicular to how you see it now, which is, I guess, like some kind of Hofner-esque
Right.
idea. It was super weird.
But that's like 48.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Because now the Pinecaster book just came out.
Yes.
The Nacho Banos.
Yep,
Who
yep.
did the Blackguard book. The Protocaster book's incredible. I got it.
Did
It's
you
4
got
books.
yours?
Yeah.
4 books?
It's 4 books in there.
So it's not the same
It's
kind
not one
of
giant
gigantic
book.
coffee
It's
table?
4 books.
Wow.
In a gigantic thing that looks like one book. But if you pull them out, there's 4 different books.
That's interesting.
It's remarkable. And it goes through all those early ones.
Okay.
Not even the early ones, but then all the ones through 50.
Yeah,
It's just, you know, like, it's constantly changing.
Yep.
And the detail's incredible.
That is interesting.
Like, the Blackguard book is incredible.
Yeah, the
This
Blackguard
thing
book is awesome.
goes way
So is
beyond
Nacho.
that.
Nacho's a really nice guy.
I don't know how they have so much information on every single guitar is taken apart.
Yeah.
Every pot is shown.
Okay.
You know, the slight changes in, you know, tiny things. Because those guitars were all handmade.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like, so, like, yeah, I mean, Mojo knows a lot of that things. Like, just the way the thing went through and it left a little notch.
Yeah.
You know, like, but
Where the dowels are.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But wow, that Protocaster was remarkable.
But so this was inspired by that third prototype. Basically, just kind of a neat looking Esquire, and aged quite a bit more heavily than we typically do for these guitars. We tend to be pretty light with how we age things. But
That one just looked right that way.
yeah, I think that's right. And honestly, could probably go even further, really. I mean, especially for this kind of...
Yeah, butterscotch always looks good. All
Yeah, like just totally thrashed. But so you've actually had this one a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just never put it up for sale.
Yeah,
Just had it.
Yep.
You know, like, well, there were 2 of them.
that's right. We did 2 of these at the same time.
Yeah, I think the other one's still in my shop, and this one is going to be here.
Yeah,
So
indeed.
If anybody wants to see it, call the Guitar Shop.
Yeah, and
Very nice.
it'll have all 6 strings at that point,
Yeah,
too.
this morning I was like, blink, broke a string.
Son of a-
Great. Okay,
Ah.
it's going to be that kind of day.
Yeah.
But it happens to be a great sounding guitar, too. What pickup did you put that? Do you remember?
This, as I recall, is actually one of the last Florence
Ooh, shit.
TE50s.
Wow.
Yeah. Swipe.
Send it on the camera. Edit that out. No, I mean, Peter's pickups were the best. I love
Yeah.
Peter.
Yeah.
There's so many great pickup guys, but Peter, I was
Yeah.
always partial to Peter because he was a friend of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he helped us so much at Protocaster.
Yeah.
Peter passed away last year, which is very sad, but
Longer than that. It's
I
been.
know, yeah, 3 years probably.
Like 3?
Yeah, I think it's 2.5.
It's funny because he would get a kick out of it because now his pickups go for twice the money.
Oh, it's yeah.
Because he died.
hilarious,
He's just
yeah.
like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, God damn it, of course.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I would have faked my death years ago if I knew that.
But I always thought his pickup sounded the most like real vintage pickups.
Yeah.
Because he just knew so much about vintage guitars.
And
Yeah.
like you say, Peter was always just so open and willing to
he
share.
moved Protocaster forward years.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Anytime you call Peter Florence, he'll tell you.
I
And
feel
he
like
fucking
that's
tells
so
everything.
important, and I feel like a lot of people, not in our group, but like a lot of people hold stuff
fucking
in.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Your competition.
Like
Right.
you're that
Yeah.
special that you think you hold the
Right.
key to
Right.
like you're stupid.
Yeah.
Right, Peter too.
You got to be open
told me all
with it.
kinds of shit up. You know, you're
Yeah.
not supposed to know. You know?
Yeah, totally.
But I'd known Peter. Like I met him the first day I worked at Chelsea Guitars. So I must have known him 35 years ago.
Yep.
You know, like, but he was always so cool,
And he's
Mhm.
a player.
and he was a killer rockabilly
Yeah.
player. You know, like.
That's
and-
funny. I never heard Peter play.
Well, there's
Amazing.
videos. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he had like a little rockabilly band.
Yeah.
You know,
Alright.
like
You know,
his
it's
son
like
who
a
had
big
passed away
falcon
too.
or something. Right?
He played White Falcons. He's just a cool motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and Eric Claus told me like he had an amazing band during like the CBGB's period.
Okay.
You know, that was really, really good. That
Yeah.
was on that track to get signed. You know,
Yep.
you might know that does. Peter Florence, did you remember him back in the day?
know that name.
He was in some band that was supposedly doing really well with us, so you used to go see them all the time. But he was a killer rockabilly player. He was just a cool guy. He was
For
like-
sure.
He was a Buddhist. You know, he was like
Yeah.
one of the first guys I knew who was really
Chill
into
guy.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like, but he was also completely nuts.
I mean, pickups.
I mean,
You
look,
gotta be
Him and
crazy.
Brian
Yeah.
Conti were always fighting.
I mean, anybody in this industry
Is
is
nuts,
clearly
yeah.
like there's a self-screening that occurs.
Oh, yeah.
You're already insane.
I used
It's
to call
just, what
Chelsea
kind of
Guitars
insane?
was the
is
world
test?
of broken
Yeah.
toys. You know,
Yeah.
it's the island of broken toys.
Yeah.
sure.
It's like we were all the broken toys, and we all fit together properly.
Yeah.
Everyone's completely nuts.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
guitars are fun.
Les
Guitars
who
are
owned
fun.
Chelsea, Danny who owned Chelsea. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
every single person who worked there.
I worked there.
Dennis
Psycho.
Kelly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
Eric Klosted.
Crazy college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like I found my people.
Yeah.
When I found Joe, they were like I found other people like me. Like you
Yeah.
have like
Yeah.
I had other jobs. Like I actually had a normal job or two, like for a second. It didn't go very well.
No.
But you know, like and you'd be like, none of these people are talking about guitar.
Yeah, so something's wrong here.
I hate these
Isn't
people.
right?
Yeah,
That's where I
it's
was
like,
fucking
I do
never
not
had
fit
a real
in here.
job. It was just Chelsea, and they were like, "Oh, this is normal."
Right.
My bar was
All jobs are just like this. Now, prank phone call another guitar shop right now.
Go and get as drunk as possible, and then come to work.
Oh, yeah, when you first started working there was the worst period for that kind of shit.
Yeah, you're
It's
the
like,
only person who fired me,
Ah.
and then I got you to rehire me. Like, now you're my guy.
firing people.
Well, I came in like 8 hours late.
Yeah, man, I forget why, but I just
Couldn't find my
just-
shoes.
Yeah. I don't want to say his name. I had one employee, like, who guy who worked there, he calls up, he's like, I can't come to work today. I was like, oh, why is that? He's like, I can't find my shoes.
Oh,
I
you
was like,
told me this story.
You only have one pair of shoes and you can't find them?
Yeah, like,
It's like-
every part of this doesn't make
That's
sense.
bad.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
You try to get that worked out and you let me know, when you do. And another time he called and said he couldn't find his pants. I was like,
Pretty
you only have one
amazing.
pair of pants and you can't
And
find them?
You've misplaced
How are
them.
you going to get
Yeah.
more pants?
Right, there's a
It's
catch-22
I don't
in
look
pant
at- I don't
ownership.
care if you show up or not.
Yeah.
You need pants to buy pants.
Yeah.
It's like a catch-22.
Yeah.
So how are you going to get more pants?
Right.
You don't go there without pants?
Right, you have just checked out of
This is
society.
before
sir.
Amazon. Yeah, you're fucked, my friend.
Right, you are done.
Yeah, he's a Japanese guy, so he would come in so hungover, he couldn't speak English for some reason. He was hungover. Like,
That's amazing.
he couldn't speak English very well when he wasn't hungover. But, so, like, he'd be on the phone with some guy, and he would hand me the phone, and I'd be like, hi, can I help you? And be like, I was just talking to a guy who does not speak English. I was like, oh, yeah, we have one of those.
Yeah,
Like,
that sounds about
He's
right.
like, do you speak English, right? I'm like, yeah.
I didn't memorize
Let's
this
talk.
script.
Yeah, let's talk a bit. We'll
Yeah.
see if it works out. You know? But
funny.
yeah, we had some real winners there.
It's the
But
best.
yeah, like, how old were you when you started working? Like,
18, 17.
oh, Daniel might have been the youngest.
Because he lived on the block, right?
You were probably
You're just
13, 14.
Something like that, right?
That's probably completely illegal. Do we even pay you?
At some point, I got $5 an hour. That was the height of
At
mine.
some
I
point.
probably got raised to that.
Yeah.
Someone got $5 an hour. Yeah, with Jackson
Yeah.
and Brian Dolphin.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was like a disaster crew.
Did you guys end up doing your reunion?
No,
we gotta
we
do it.
fucked that up. That would have been so great.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We fucked up the scheduling, but because Dennis Kelly lives in
Nashville.
Nashville, so we really wanted.
He
Dennis
comes
to be
in a bunch, though. So
Yeah,
we'll
the
get
next
a
time
chance.
he's in, well, little Danny, I think, is moving back to England. We got to do it before he moves back to
Yeah.
England.
Yeah.
But that'd be
I
funny.
think
Craig was
he's
supposed
here
to come
till
with
next
it.
spring.
But half the people I know worked at Chelsea at one point or another.
Yeah.
You know, like, but it really was funny because, like, that was back in the day. Well, no one really took it seriously anyway. It wasn't like a serious business. Like, I don't think anybody took it that seriously, especially Danny, who owned
Yeah.
the place. Like, what he was doing.
Having fun with guitars.
Yeah, like. Yeah, like Craig took apart a guitar that he'd bought back in. This is great. This is like a month ago. Craig was changing a part in a guitar that he had put together at Chelsea. He opens up under it and says, "Craig is a bitch. Love Cobra."
Under his back, like,
Craig is a bitch. Love Cobra.
like a 20-year joke.
Finally paid off.
It's like fucking Cobra.
Holy shit.
Craig
He
is a
texted
bitch.
me one night. He's like, "Fuck you."
But we were constantly doing that.
Yeah.
We did that with this one customer. This is a terrible story. Like, we took apart a Strat, and for some reason there was like socks under the pickup holding them in place. Like
Wow,
That's just
okay.
how they decided to do it.
Yeah.
So Craig took it all apart, and when he put it back together with the socks, it was fucking humming like crazy. So I was like,
Get those socks
I was
back
like,
in there.
wait, let's write fucked up things on it and stuff it in there, and someday this will be funny. So I wrote really fucked up things about this guy. He was a friend of ours, so I didn't think it would be such a big deal.
Sure.
So I wrote all these fucked up things. I stick it in there, and then he comes in like a few weeks later, and he's giving Craig dirty looks. We're like, dude, what's with you? And he's like, that guy's a racist. I'm like, Craig? Like,
Yeah, like, wait, what? What's this based on? Yeah.
racist? You know, and he was like, he wrote fucked up things in my guitar. I was like, dude, I wrote those things.
That was me!
There's nothing racist. I just called you a crackhead. And you are, in fact, a crackhead. He's like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Look, yeah, it's pretty
Sounds about
funny.
right.
Yeah.
And he was like giving Craig the mad dog face. I'm like, what are you doing? And Craig's like, dude, I'll kick the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Like, stop doing that. We're like, what's with you? Like, he
so
wrote fucked up things on my guitar.
Yeah,
It's like,
that
I
was
wrote
me.
those things. He's like, oh yeah, it's pretty funny. I
That's
was like, I just wrote that you're a crackhead that you suck dicks. Which you in fact do.
There you go.
Are we allowed to say that?
Crackhead.
Suck dicks.
Yeah, we'll bleep it out. Don't worry.
Jackson had one of those. He brought his guitar to 30th, like back when I was working there, and the guitar tech Fernando like opened up the back, and he was like, "Dude, your friend's like has all this gay porn in the back." I don't know if you were crazy.
That was definitely us. Yeah, we definitely had a period with that.
Oh my god.
These are jokes that'll pay off down the road.
Well, every time we would ship a guitar, we would get the free newspapers, and we were in Chelsea.
It was the
So
gay
it was
blade.
all gay blade, and you just shove a
Not
guitar.
that there's anything wrong with it, but
No.
it was funny when you were shipping it to like Idaho.
Yeah.
Here you go, from Chelsea, New York.
I ran into Tom
With love,
Peterson.
eat a bag of shit.
I ran into Tom Peterson at NAMM, and he's like, dude, Cobra, good to see you. He's like, he still put the gay blade in that package. He's like, this is the best part of my day, getting a package from you guys.
Just no one would take it seriously.
Yeah,
Like it just
But that was
couldn't
the fun
happen.
of it.
just
It
relentless
was spent
absurdity.
half the day, most of the day, making prank phone calls.
Yes.
Because this is when you can't make prank phone calls.
No, that's straight out.
That was the best part of our job.
Yeah.
You know, we'd be like, call Guitar Center. We would get Ryan or a friend of Guitar Center to give us like a new kid, and we'd call him up and ask him fuck up questions.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any slab board Les Paul? And the guy would be like, look around, Ryan.
Let me
like,
check.
"Hey, what's with you? And
Let
he's
me.
do any of these Les Pauls have slab boards? And he'd be like, oh, some guys in Chelsea, stop it.
It's the best.
Well, we had a friend, Yule, who was a professional actor. He had all these funny voices, so we'd have him call like road music and ask for a triple flanger.
Yeah.
Do you have a triple flanger? And he's getting all irate. I've heard this is the best flanger.
I
must have
insist.
one. It is gift. I do not care about the price.
I insist on triple
Those
flanger.
guys are
Yeah.
rogue are probably like, the fuck? Those guys?
That's the best.
Yeah, or, there were other
Gotta
ones.
have fun with guitars.
Yeah, like when these guys were kids and we would send them to guitar shops that didn't exist.
Yeah.
And then we'd call and be like, can't find. We'd be like, the fuck is wrong with you? You can't find 28th Street Guitars?
Yeah, it's over at 31st Street
We
Guitars.
sent to West Side Highway Guitars and said it was in the middle of the West Side Highway, and they're like, I don't see it. Like, you're an idiot.
Keep looking.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Get me your coffee on the way back.
Yeah.
So anyway, we did.
Whoa!
Something happened.
You gotta restart the brain.
Yeah.
So what do we have here?
I forgot I had that. My
Oh, yeah,
buddy
you sent the picture of that last
just
night.
sent me that to set it up, and it's here.
That's sweet. Check out that pickup ring. Look at that thing.
Yeah. So when I do, normal-esque stuff, I
Sorta.
gotta get weird with it.
Yep.
Well, the early
Weird
Cobra
as possible.
guitars were the
Yeah,
earliest
those
ones.
are the weird ones.
You were just doing crazy things.
Yeah.
Now they've kind of evolved into a style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This one's number 6. So this one's early Carbonetti.
Okay.
So it's still
I had
kinda
one of
weird.
the early Cobra guitars. There was a Telly Thin line.
That one was
The
cool.
big heads. It fucking sounded great. I wish I kept
Yeah,
that.
which?
It's not still here.
No.
You're like, here it is. There was a whole bunch of those at the very beginning that were awesome.
This one was fun. The double pickguard.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, like stuff like that. But that looks like something that someone could have made, like Stromberg could have made that in the 50s.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's
So it's logical.
there's a lineage to it. That,
Right, it's coming
yeah.
from things.
And then this one was volume, master tone. So
I
you
love
can
that.
always
That's my favorite thing.
bring it in.
Yeah, for the
Bring
For
in the
three
middle.
pickup guitars,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because then you get some really interesting sounds.
Yeah, because you
and you can get the
even if you have phase.
right.
it's
You
like
get the middle pickup by itself.
Yep.
You get all three.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then you could have this,
The
just a
Strat
tiny
thing.
bit of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
You can always add it.
I've done that on a couple guitars. You really get some interesting sound.
Yeah.
And this is when I
They
was
should, why did Gibson not do
Painting.
that in the 50s?
they're stupid.
Well, they were. Bear in mind that this is still a time where people are kind of working out what an electric
Right.
guitar is
But
and what it's
with
going to be
three
used
pickups
for.
to have just so you couldn't get like the bridge by itself or something.
No, you could get the bridge by itself, but typically the middle and the bridge would be together out of phase.
Right.
So it had that interesting kind of clack sound to it.
Right.
which was a unique tone and cool, but it's
not what you
sort of like
want.
having a built-in wah, where it's like, how often do you want to use that? You know what I
It
mean?
was just weird that they
Always.
because I came up with that idea to do the 3, and people had obviously come up with it before me, but I came up with it on my own. I didn't know other people were doing it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because why don't we just put each one on a thing and make a master tone? Because a lot of people don't use their tones, and people are like, oh yeah, people have been doing that for years. I didn't know that, but it's really cool.
Yeah,
so
for
make
sure.
the 3 pickup guitar something that's really interesting.
Well, there's also a switch that's out there. You might have used this one before. I know Rick McCurdy uses this sometimes. Is it the Freeway Switch or the Highway Switch? I can never remember the name of it. No, you don't like that thing?
It's sure, but it's annoying.
Functionally or to wire? Oh yeah,
And
wiring
also,
nightmare.
I just like the vintage stuff.
I totally get it.
But
Also,
yes, you can get every, like I just put in for
there's
my
more.
buddy Binky. It's like a car thing.
Exactly.
It's a
Imagine
shifter.
the
really?
shift pattern.
So you
it's
go
like an
up
H.
this way, then you go that way and that way, then down and that way and that way.
What?
Yeah. So it's
In the middle of a
6,
gig, you could do
It's
this?
stupid.
but visually,
But it's fun.
it can be tough to tell where you are.
Right.
I think.
And how
so
many
that's
positions does it have?
Like
6.
It's a cool idea.
It is
Yeah.
super cool idea.
I mean, that's a cool thing about now is like someone's come up with like a million cool ideas like that for shit you can do that makes your life kind of cooler.
Yeah.
Totally.
You know, it's not necessarily vintage square, but that's a hip idea.
Yeah.
If you want to do that,
For sure.
Yeah, and
Like-
visually, it's
is it practical?
like
at a
you
gig?
don't
Maybe
have
not.
to.
You know,
Yeah,
like-
like if you're in the
screw up the
studio, you
guitar.
can just
right, or if you want to just have
Yeah,
some fun at home with pickup positions.
you just
Yeah,
don't have to.
yeah.
It keeps it vintage
It's like
looking.
here's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing for Bigsby's now. They came up with a thing that you put here. What's it called?
A vibrate.
No, it's like you know, it's hard to like get the strings into the little.
Oh yeah, it can
There's
be
a
a pain
thing
in the
that
ass.
hooks right into that.
Oh,
That's stupid too.
No, it's actually
I know,
like,
I'm
it's the
just-
smartest thing. I think it's the Vibromate people made.
Yeah,
it.
they do.
You know that what it's called the something.
It comes out over here,
Right,
But it's
exactly.
like- it, like,
and then you put your strings on
changes-
it. Right.
but it does
But it probably
change
changes the sound a little bit, right?
the sound and the
But it
tempo.
was a really smart idea because trying to do that at a gig
oh, it's a pain in the ass.
can't be done.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
it's very annoying.
It's hard enough, like at your workbench with a light on.
Yeah.
I try to
yeah,
do it at
true.
a gig when there's a bunch of people staring at you. Like, when's your next song? As soon as I can get this
Hurry
little
up!
fucking thing to go on this fucking thing.
Hurry up, you idiot!
Drunk.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
one I did this one where you just feed in the string instead of the little post.
Right.
So
That's kind of cool.
Easier.
But,
yeah. That
but would it
feed
sound
through.
different?
But
Maybe.
those, yeah,
This,
getting
no.
the ball end around that little post is
Oh.
oh.
It
I've
gives
gotten
me
pretty
anxiety.
good at it because all my guitars have it. You just got to bend it
Yep.
in a weird
Yeah,
way.
the right way. And then
it just-
hopefully you get it. But then you get it up here and it falls out down
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah, kill myself.
If the tension isn't
Yeah,
strong
it's the
enough,
worst. You have it almost there and it goes blurp. You're like,
Yep.
Poor Connor had to fucking change a gig, change a string on one of my gigs. He had a seizure. A legit fucking seizure. It stressed him out so bad. Well, we had all these flashing lights. It was a terrible fucking idea.
God.
Imagine trying to do that shit with flashing lights on you.
Whoa.
They'll do it.
What was it? He's
Bad
on the
news.
ground.
That is bad
Ugh.
news.
And,
yeah, that's how I broke the string. I was like, don't change that one.
That's fine. 5-string guitar.
Broken string now, broken headstock. Yeah.
All of a sudden he's on the ground. We're like, that's bad.
We should probably do something about this.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, fucking legit seizure. and it was during a live stream, so you can literally go watch it. And then the EMTs come.
Oh my god.
And we were in our rehearsal space doing a live stream. They're like, this place is awesome. How late are you guys going to be here? We're like,
It's like,
all night.
we gotta. You might
Like,
want
we've been up
to.
for 2 hours. Can we come back? We're like, absolutely. So
That is hilarious.
that was good fun. So I think we've gotten to all of our shit.
Yeah, boy,
Um,
it's like a real.
Yeah, so this,
Christmas
so this will
Day's
probably be the
worth of
last one. So
guitars.
this will probably be our holiday one because I don't think I'm coming back to the
Happy
city.
holidays.
So
Yeah.
happy holidays to all of you out there, and thank you for supporting the podcast. And thank you, Andrew, and thank you, thank you, Daniel, for shooting the thing and editing it and doing all that fun stuff, and Connor for helping us with everything and just sitting there and looking so cool. And thank you guys, of course.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll see you all next year. Happy holiday.